round 16 to 23 AFL fixture has been released for 2025. So we're going to be going over all the primetime slots, all the games that have now been confirmed in the fixtures, and just, yeah, basically going over the fixtures. So enjoy the video and let's go check it out. All right, so now we are over here on the AFL.com website. So obviously, from round 16 and onwards, the fixture hasn't been confirmed yet. All the slots haven't been confirmed. The matchups have, but all the slots haven't been confirmed. And I believe the extra game that Essendon and Gold Coast have to play is also somewhere in this fixture. So we'll start off with round 16. So we start off on the Thursday night again. Every single round has a Thursday night game, which I think is absolutely great. We start off on the June 26th between Port Adelaide and Carlton on the Thursday night, the Adelaide Oval. Then the Friday night, we have Sydney taking on the Bulldogs, the Suns and the D's, the Hawks and the Roos, the Eagles and the Pies there. Then on the Sunday, we have Richmond and Adelaide, and then we have Freo and St Kilda. I'll actually be in Europe for that one, so I'm going to Europe for 3 weeks, so I'm not sure about tip videos. I'll let you guys know when that time does come, but going to Europe these holidays, but there, and then obviously we have the buys that I believe are from round 14 onwards, so yeah, obviously to all the teams that did not play an opening round get a bye, so let's check out round 17. We start off on the Thursday. We have North Melbourne with another Thursday primetime slot. Good for them, but they're probably going to need to play some better footy coming up against the Dogs. I mean, last time that game was pretty close, so I can see why the AFL put that on the Thursday night. We have Collingwood and Carlton on the Friday night. That's interesting. Then we have GWS and West Coast also on the Friday night. That's that double up that they do. I'm not sure why there's a double up this round. It's not Father's Day or Mother's Day or anything. I think, every now and then they do just do the double up for some weird reason. I'm not sure why, but okay, that's at Optus. Then on the Saturday, we have Essendon Gold Coast, Geelong and Richmond, Port Adelaide, Brisbane on the Saturday night. And then we've got my Saints taking on the Hawks at Marvel. That one should be hopefully a good game. That's on the Saturday night. Then on the Sunday, we have Freo taking on Sydney. That's at the SCG. Then Melbourne and Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. So, obviously that's interesting that we have a double up on the Friday night and that North Melbourne are playing on the Thursday night and West Coast are on the Friday night, although they do commonly play on those double up nights for some reasons. Then we move on to next round. We have Carlton taking on Brisbane at Marvel. That should be a pretty decent game. Then on the Friday, we have the Suns having another primetime slot. They never usually seem to play on the Friday. They always seem to play on the Thursday at TIO for some reason. But we have Collingwood taking on Gold Coast there. Then we have the Bulldogs taking on Adelaide, the Giants and the Cats, the Tigers and the Bombers for the second time this year. That's on the Saturday night. And then we have Hawthorn and Freo at Optus on the 6:10 time slot. Again, I've said this before. The Optus Stadium, which is West Coast's home and Freo's home ground, that was built in 2018. There needs to be more night games because all that money was invested to that stadium, and then we get this crappy Sunday afternoon time slots. Like, I'm not saying every week there should be a Friday or Saturday night game at Optus. I'm just saying, I think that the stadium is beautiful itself. There should be more night games played at Optus Stadium, personally, just in my opinion, not twilight games. Then we have North Melbourne and North on the Sunday, and then the Saints take on the Swans on the Sunday. And then to cap off the round, we have Port Adelaide taking on West Coast. That's pretty interesting there. Then on the Thursday, we have the Giants. Again, the Giants should be getting way more Thursday night games, man, and Friday night games at least. Like, you look at Gold Coast, who are exactly around the same market, who are actually doing worse than them in the past couple of years. They get, like, at least a couple Friday night games a year. The Giants, I don't think, even get one, which is just outstanding. Really just baffles me because the AFL does disrespect the Giants for some reason. Never gives them primetime slots. Never even on the Saturday nights either, but they've given them the Thursday night there. Then the Bulldogs and the Lions on the Friday. The Bulldogs have quite a few primetime slots, I've noticed. Hawks and the Powers to kick off the Saturday. Roos and Swans, Blues and the D's, and then the Eagles and Richmond at Optus. Another Optus night game, so maybe the AFL's listened to me there, but that's just a good, pretty stock standard Saturday there. Then we have the Cats and the Saints on the Sunday at 11:10. I can't remember the last time we played Geelong on a Sunday, especially at GMHBA. That's an interesting fixture there. We have the Pies and the Dockers at the G. Then to finish off the round, we have Adelaide and Gold Coast. So a pretty stock standard round there, a round that you'd expect. Some interesting fixtures there. We start off with Carlton and Hawthorn at the MCG on the Thursday night. Then the Friday night, we have Essendon and the Western Bulldogs, and then GWS and Sydney. Moving on to the Saturday, this is actually my birthday. We have Gold Coast, Brisbane, West Coast, and Freo. So we actually have two derby/derby matchups. That's interesting. North and Geelong, and then another derby matchup. Wow, that's very interesting. We have three crosstown rivalries and three crosstown derbies on the Saturday. That's very interesting. I've never seen that before. And then we have Richmond and Collingwood on the Sunday. These two always seem to verse in the round 17 all the time. And then we have Melbourne and St Kilda to cap off the round on the Sunday. So that's interesting. And we have another Friday night double up I've got to mention. And I forgot to mention that the Sydney Derby is actually on the Thursday and the Friday night game for once. I don't think that's ever been on a Thursday or a Friday night game like that before. So that's pretty interesting there. That should be a good game though. Then on the Thursday, we have the Giants. Finally, the AFL is giving the Giants some more primetime slots. That's 3 Thursday and Friday night games. That's all I'm asking for. The Giants and the Giants, even though they're a small club, they need to start protesting to the AFL for more primetime slots like these because they can play some really good footy. We have the Giants and the Dogs on the Thursday night. Then on the Friday night, we have the Adelaide and the Hawks. Again, yes, you do want to see the bigger clubs playing on the night, but if it means that we're going to get a better game of football, even if we have a smaller club playing, then why not just put that on the fixture primetime slot? That's the whole point of it, not just for the crowd and that. And then the Saturday, we have Eagles and West Coast. We have the D's and West Coast, the Suns and the Tigers, the Swans and the Bombers, and then on the Saturday night we have Collingwood and Brisbane. I like that. I like that being on the Saturday night rather than a Thursday or Friday night game. Then on the Sunday we take on North. That should be a pretty dead rubber clash. Geelong and Port, who are actually about to face, and then we have Freo and Carlton on the prime time Sunday. So again, just a pretty stock standard round, but credit to the AFL for giving the Giants some more primetime slots. Moving on to round 22, the last round hasn't been confirmed either. Just letting you guys know. On the Thursday, we have the Hawks and the Pies. It's crazy how many primetime slots the Hawks have got this season compared to last season. Last season, they didn't even have a Thursday or Friday night game. Now they've already had like five or six of them in a season, which is crazy. Shows how well they're going. Then we have Geelong and Essendon at GMHBA on the Friday. We have Richmond and the St Kilda at the MCG. Brisbane and Sydney at the Gabba. Carlton and Gold Coast. And then on the Saturday night, again, yes, another game. Oh, this isn't at Optus, but we still do have Adelaide. Port Adelaide and Freo there. Then on the Sunday, Giants and North, that should be a dead rubber clash. The Bulldogs and Melbourne could be a good game. Then at Optus, finishing off the round again, we do have Adelaide and West Coast. Moving on to the last round that has been confirmed, the Saints with the Friday night game, and we've got another double up here with Freo and Brisbane. So another Friday night game and Thursday night game or Saturday night game, however you want to call it. Another primetime twilight game at Optus there. Great to see it. And yeah, we're taking on the Bombers. That could be a decent game, actually. Two very decent games here. We have the Suns and the Giants there. The Blues and the Power on the Saturday. The Hawks and the D's. The Crows and the Pies. Then we have North and Richmond on the Sunday. Sydney and Geelong, I like that slot there, the 1:20 p.m. Sunday twilight. And then to cap off the round at Marvel, we have West Coast and the Bulldogs. Clearly just go over round 24 looking at the matchup. So we play the Giants, North play Adelaide, the Bulldogs play Freo, Collingwood play Melbourne, Richmond play Geelong, Essendon play Carlton, Brisbane and Hawthorn, Gold Coast and Essendon, Port Adelaide and Gold Coast. There we go. We do have Essendon and Carlton. Actually, no, we have Essendon and Gold Coast game. I believe if there is a week off between they might do a week off between the finals. I believe that's when both of the clubs will play. Probably with that week off, with that period between the finals. And the regular season. I'm not sure if their AFL is going to be doing that this season or not. They didn't last season. Then West Coast Sydney. If I had to guess which would be the Thursday night game, I'd probably say, this is the Thursday night game, and you'd think, I think this would be the Friday night game. I think that would make for a really good Friday night game. That will either be on the Saturday night or maybe the Sunday. This could also be on the Friday night, but I think that would be maybe Saturday. This could be on the Sunday. It's at Marvel. I'm not sure. This will be on the Sunday probably. This I would probably say is actually on the. This could be either be on the Sunday or I'd probably say the Saturday, kind of early Saturday slot for that one there if it's at NG. But yeah, that's actually a pretty decent fixture for the rest of the season. I like that the AFL have actually given some more primetime slots to the bigger stadiums and the smaller clubs, which is kind of just what you want to see if you're getting better football. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Pretty interesting fixture, I must have to say.